But as a content creator, though, when you say like, yo, my niche is my niche, like even if people don't respect it, you're not. So yeah, because it's kind of hard to. I'm very similar to you in that way.
You're right. You're right.
I try to appeal to everybody, and with me is like it just makes the journey harder. Because if I could find 4 million people who just love me instead of trying to get to 100 million, that 4 million gonna be worthy of something, right?
That is true.
So
that is true.
Tell me, but you are successful, so it ain't like I'm saying you're doing anything wrong. So tell me your thoughts about that, because that's an interesting perspective that most people don't have.
What? Excuse me, in terms of like just not posting politics?
No, like about like saying like, yo, I'm trying to appeal to everybody. Like even though like I know if I did this, it will be successful for one group of people. I'm actually interested in making everybody people laugh because I think it's actually dope.
Well, no, I'm so like at the end of the day, I want to appeal to myself. I want to post what I think is legitimate to myself.
Gotcha.
But the office stuff is what my foundation is, and what I know that people are coming to see me for, and I don't want to sway into other avenues that may get people to be like, I don't like him anymore. I don't want to do that. Even I know there's an audience for everybody. And I understand that, but like with politics, it's always a touchy subject. Yeah. Even if you say something that's like it's a positive, it's a fact. You know, even if you say something, I'm not gonna get into details. But like even if you say something that's a fact, that's positive, there's always someone that's gonna be like, and it's great for engagement, but I don't want all that negative stuff on my page. I want to kind of keep it light, clean, funny. That's true, though. Like I want to keep it as marketable as possible because some of the brands are very into politics, So if I keep politics out of it, then
you can work with anybody.
I'm on a broader scale. So there's pros and cons to it. Yeah, but
so you voted for Trump?
I didn't. I'm not saying I didn't, but I didn't know.
Hey, if
I
you did, it is what it is.
I ain't gotta lie. I did not. I did not.
He voted for the Green Party.
Anybody but Trump.
Make Detroit great again. Yo, speaking, I'm gonna ask you something. Vote for me 2024. I'm gonna ask you something that's kind of off content.
Let's do it.
Detroit real estate, man. What's going on with Detroit, Michigan, man? It's a lot of people.
Should I buy a whole bunch of property?
Should he buy a brownstone and
if you got the money for it, why not? I would say as outside looking in, there's this perception about Detroit that's negative, and I think there's like at the end of the day, sometimes you're not going to change people's perceptions about the city, right, especially when you see it on movies and TVs as a negative place. Yeah, but Detroit has really come up in terms of real estate and productivity. There's a lot of awesome content creators in Detroit. There's not a lot compared to other cities, but there's a lot of people out here hustling.
So you're the top dog in Detroit.
I'm not the top dog in Detroit.
Nah?
I'm not the top dog in Detroit. But
who's the top dog in Detroit?
I'm getting there. So would you consider a top dog from Detroit somebody that actually lives in Detroit, or somebody from Detroit that like moved to LA or to move to like would you count like so like as far as a rapper?
He still reps Detroit.
I feel like I'm on the podcast.
Like
now.
Would you say like, like in terms of rap, like Big Sean is from Detroit, but he does not live in Detroit.
But does he rep Detroit?
But he repped Detroit hard, and he grew up there, right?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
but come on,
would he still count?
One day you're gonna live in New York.
I count it.
We know this. One day you're gonna live in New York. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I will have
Chicago.
I will have a residence in New York.
But you always gonna live in Detroit.
I may not. No.
Or Michigan.
I'm going to if everything were, I will have multiple residencies. But I'm going to move somewhere where it is warm the majority of time of the year.
So, but see, that may happen for you,
so
right?
Florida, Atlanta.
But I hope that happens for you.
Crazy.
But yeah, I have to still consider you a Detroit individual, right?
Yeah, I'm a rep Detroit till I'm rep Michigan.
So
till DIE.
So my theory is yes, like a Big Sean, I'm gonna give him the Detroit Michigan title, right?
Then I give it to Ha Davis.
As Davis,
the king of Detroit.
Yo, that's so crazy.
That's true though.
I sent it to you and Anthony.
I saw that, yeah.
And he was talking about it. He said something crazy. It kind of got to me. I was working on my project, and it kind of got to me. He was like, like my dad didn't love me. My mom was going through what she wanted. So the only reason I made content was because I wanted the world to love me. Because I just didn't have love. And it was like, yo, damn. Like when you're trying to work on yourself and you think about it, you're like, yo, that was deep. Like, is that why I do this? Is that why I do that? Am I searching for something? So, and then
it's eye-opening.
It was eye-opening.
Yeah.
And like, like crazy part is like, yo, you're very articulate, educated. Like sometimes when you look at a content creator, you're like, oh, he just need to be funny. Like I've seen it so many times, like a Shiggy or a Drewski. Like I see them try to have real conversations, and a rapper look at them like, bro, be funny. And it's like, yo, chill out. These are humans. Like
that's the one thing that's one thing I don't want to say I despise, but like I don't like calling myself a comedian because people will ask for
I'm gonna tell you, I despise it. No, I
despise
it.
I don't like being funny upon request.
Yeah. I despise it because you don't have to despise it, but I despise it because you're still a person. You're still human. You still have real emotions, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm great at something, but don't put me in a box. Which we see a lot of rappers, we see a lot of artists, we see a lot of famous people fight for that. Like, yo, just because I could sing my tail off, don't put me in a box. Just because I could dunk this basketball better than anybody in the country, don't put me in a box. Like I'm a person, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So like,
exactly.
Yo, like, and crazy part is like I'm a High Davis fan, and I didn't even know he was from Detroit.
I didn't know that until you just told me.
I think he lives in Cal. He's got like,
or even
Cali,
Michigan, whatever.
You know
but like, and he was saying like, yo, I was in my mother's basement for 3 years, and I had 4 million followers, and I wasn't making no money.
I saw that.
Yeah,
that hit me too. That hit me too, and I was like, damn.
He said he had to get to 6 million for him to even start getting to bags.
But that goes to show you back then it was a little different because there wasn't like a creator program to pay these creators when you have all these followers and you're getting viral videos. So things are changing now. Not to interrupt you, but when I saw that
podcast, you could interrupt all day. I want you talking the most.
But when I saw that, I was like, that hit me too. It was like, man, because there was another content creator. I forgot it. Blame It on Quay, I think is his name. He was on some panel and he was like, hey, yeah, I had 2 million followers. I was broke. I'd never had a job and I'm still homeless and yada yada. I might be paraphrasing a little bit, but like it kind of hit me like, wow, you had all these followers and you still weren't making money or doing anything that was financially valuable to you. Not to say that the content that you made wasn't valuable, but that was kind of like, wow, is that really what's going to happen once I get to where I need to be?
Yeah.
So it's all about the perception, man.